Today is your day, people. Today is the day to say yes to the new you. You know, I've been down to the floor.
Hey, this is Tyson Fury, Gypsy King. As we gear up for Mental Health Awareness Week 2021, I thought I'd start with a little quote to say, look, you're not alone out there, people. We're all in this together. Do not be silent. Do not suffer in silence. Reach out to somebody, whether it's going to be a friend, a family member, a doctor, anybody. The one thing I will say is, the sooner you reach out to somebody, the sooner you seek help, the sooner you can go back to being well again. I've been in your position, I still am in your position. You are not alone. Remember that. You're not alone. Back to Miami. Just hooked up with my boy AB. What's up?
What's up?
Here's to us.
Hey.
Here's to a happy and healthy life.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you.
What's good, family? So mash the like button and subscribe. So before we get into the specifics of today's topic, let me give you man some background. If you didn't know, if you're on the moon somewhere or on Mars with Elon, Billy Joe Saunders, Tyson Fury's #1 best BFF before the fight, got washed by Canelo Alvarez. Facts. Got his wig pushed back on Saturday. Now, since Saturday, in fact, immediately after Saturday took place, i.e. the loss, in fact, before the fight, just before the fight, Fury was hanging over the ring, all in the video, all in the pictures, which you'll see on your screen now. The minute the fight ended, within 15 minutes, Fury had left the venue. And within 10 hours of the fight finishing, Fury was in Miami. These are all the facts. I've done videos on this already, not going to go into that, just giving you man a quick run around. Anyway, he got to Miami within 10 hours of the fight ending. He then went to the beach, and shortly after that, he was on a tear. He was on a dastardly, fiendish tear with Adrian Broner and a whole bag of man. Yeah? I'll include a video here, but you'll see Fury bouncing off the walls, literally. Bouncing off the walls. And you've got to remember, he's 6'9" and ungainly. He's jumping on tables, getting off of tables, jumping on tables. It's madness. Dancing on all the furniture. What people don't realise is, normally, when people dance on furniture, if you're not wired, if you're just doing something for fun, you'll get on one piece, have a laugh and get down. Yeah? Fury was literally bouncing from piece of furniture to piece of furniture. Off of this one, down off that one, up on... Madness. He is literally wired in them videos. 100%. Got the drink in one hand. Yeah? Got the blow in the other hand, off the camera. Obviously, you can't see the blow, but trust me, it's there. Yeah, I'm hearing from people close to the situation. You best believe. So anyway, the reason I give you this information of Fury bouncing off the walls and being wired, ever since he landed in Miami, it's been a big roller coaster ride, one may say. It's now what, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Fury is on a downer. 100%. You can see it in his eyes, he's looking rough, yeah? We can all, any of you man who've been off the Dizzle, otherwise known as, if you've been off the MDMA or the ecstasy, you'll know that the next day you are on a downer. And all you know is, when you're on a downer, all people want to do is talk about their feelings. Or some man don't, but either way, Fury does. That's the point. The point here is, Fury, all of a sudden, we haven't heard from him for 3 days. In fact, tell a lie. The only bits we've heard from him has been on partying with AB and bouncing off the walls. Do you know what I'm saying? He goes from bouncing off the walls and partying with AB to talking about mental health. And he even lets few bits slip, to be fair. He says, oh, you know, I'm still going through it. I've still got my challenges. So he knows. If the videos didn't give it away, he's just telling you, man, listen, I've just gone through it myself. I've just come out of a 3-day bender of bouncing off the walls and being wired. I'm hearing that the US military were notified in the last few days that there's been some energy anomalies coming from Miami because Fury was that wired. Yeah, all the heat signatures were just beaming in on Fury's hotel room because he was steaming. Yeah, you got the military thinking it's some next UFO phenomenon. No, it's just Fury bouncing off the walls in his hotel room, no doubt. And listen, you man can sit there and say, oh no, he wasn't steaming, he wasn't wired. Oh yeah, no, 100%. A 6'9" Don just jumps up and down on furniture for the fun of it. A 6'9" Don just goes and parties with AB. No one parties with AB. AB's the guy, like, I'm trying to think of a name. AB is like, AB for narcotics and alcohol is like Jimmy Savile for nonces. Yeah? That's where you go, that's your go-to guy. You want a nonce, pick the phone up, go and see Jimmy. Go and see Jeff. Yeah, Jeff and Jimmy, they're the two dons you pick up. Number one dons in mind. Adrian Broner is that guy. You want to get wasted? Yeah? You want the Chapo? You want a nice piece of Chapo, and you want the drinks flowing. AB's your man. It's as simple as that. No doubt. 100%. And if the AB link didn't give it to you, Fury doesn't hide much. Yeah? All up on the furniture. Anyway, the point is, listen. His main man got washed. That's what we do know. His main man got washed, and he's been feeling some type of way ever since. And it worries me about the AJ fight, because in the build-up to the AJ fight, over the last few months, we've heard, obviously, the AJ fight isn't done yet, but periodically, throughout the last few months, Fury's come up and said, oh, I'm not training, I'm drinking. And many people said, oh, it's fake news, he's lying, he's having a laugh. But really, when you look at the evidence, he's drinking now. Which worries me in terms of, is the AJ fight going to happen? He's sitting there with a drink in his hand with Adrian Broner. And this isn't a one-off thing. Well, it may be a one-off thing. I guess his alleged best friend just lost. Maybe that can, well, we know. He said there himself, oh, you know, I'm still going through it and whatnot. Yeah, I bet you are now, 3 days later. So it's unfortunate because Fury, you're supposed to have these kind of conversations before the 3-day bender. Before you jetted off to Miami to get wired with AB. That's when you're supposed to be putting the videos out about mental health. It's no good now. Yeah? It's no good now you've been turned up for 3 days. No doubt. It's no good now that the US military has already identified you as an energy phenomenon. Yeah? Because you're that beamed up. Up there with the aliens, just mad, full of energy and whatnot. Anyway, listen. End of the day, his man got washed. And you man may be asking, what's news about this? Well, the news is, whatever way you look at it, there's a whole load of implications here. Number one, or the most important implication at the moment is, if Fury's drinking, if Fury's doing God knows what else, if Fury's that wired, he's alerting the US military. What's the likelihood of him fighting AJ in this kind of state? Again, it could just be, well, YB, he tripped up and he's back on the ball now. Because from what he's been saying, this has been the case consistently over the last few months. He's been saying, oh, I've been drinking loads. People said it was a joke, but now we've got the evidence. Now we've seen the pictures. That's not a joke. It wasn't a joke when he's got a big glass of alcohol in his hand and he's next to AB, turning up. That ain't no joke there, in my opinion. You know what? Scrap my opinion. The evidence is there. Take it as you want. Oh, well, YB, he only had one. Yeah, well, guess what? The video of him bouncing off the wall don't look like one to me. If that was one, my name's Jack Riley. Yeah? If that was one drink, my name is Jack Riley. No doubt. Or better yet, if that was one drink, I need to know where they're serving that. Because listen, drunk people around the world want to know what drunk people across the world want to know what one drink can get you that steaming. Yeah? Because I ain't never heard of it. That's what we do know. That drink there must be a bit of everything. No doubt. Anyway, listen. End of the day, Fury, steaming. Now it's on a downer. Where do we go from here? Well, you can more or less knock the AJ fight on the head. It all makes sense now. He didn't really want to, he couldn't get straight before this. Now his main man just lost. Off the rails again for a few days. Now he's trying to get back on the horse now. But listen, it's Rocky. He's putting the videos out, talking about it. Listen, whenever you see a man doing that, you know he's going through it. Fury going through it right now, no doubt. He going through it. Anyway, to finish up, Fury. You know what? Let's get serious for the last part. Now, when I say let's get serious, I don't mean, oh, it didn't happen. No, for sure. He been wired for 3 days, and now he's on a downer. Now he is on a downer. Now he's going through it, basically. You know, you can see it in his eyes. His eyes look rough. He looked rough. You'll notice that he's always wearing shades now, because he looking how he feeling. Rough. Dog rough. But on a serious note, like I said, let me give you some advice, Fury. I understand that your main man, Billy Ho, got washed. That can put you into a tumultuous mood. You can feel uneasy. But the lesson of this has to be, Fury. The lesson of this must be to learn from what's happened over this last week. Over this last week, your main man's and you wrote a massive check out. You wrote a massive check out. You built yourself onto this massive natural high. And that's what you notice about Fury often. He builds himself up onto this massive platform where there's nowhere to go but down. And if you listen to him, he even says as much. Into the Klitschko fight, you build yourself up to this massive platform. And listen, I'm not trying to say I've got all the answers, but I'm just calling a spade on this one. You built yourself up onto this almost unachievable platform. You put yourself onto this unachievable pinnacle. And Billy Ho, both of you. Even though you didn't have to fight, but either way, you attach yourself to Billy Ho. You became inseparable. You became inseparable with him. You linked your being with his being. So then, when he got murked, you almost took it like it was you. Which, as we know, even when Fury won against Vlad, he fell off the wagon. And that was with a win. Imagine taking an L. How much worse that would have been. So I feel like Fury attached himself to Billy Ho. Started living through him. Trying to beg for the clout and whatever else. And now Billy Ho got washed and he just got out of there. And has been on a massive tear ever since. So the lesson is, don't be so up and down. Don't be so rock and roll. Just relax. Sit back. And take it as it comes. When you're there chanting and talking about magic, yeah, it's fun. But guess what? Everything that goes up must come down. And that's what you're doing right now. Again, you clearly didn't learn your lesson. Rather than saying, you know what? I've just been on a week, because it was a week. Fury and Billy Joe Saunders were gassing the place up about how hard they were and how hyped they were for a whole week. You spent a week putting yourself up onto this massive emotional pedestal. And rather than taking time, I actually think with Billy Ho, I think you should have stayed in Texas for at least for a few days to kind of declimax and let it sink in together. Because you could have worked. Fury talks about working together and mental health, but really, you should have been with Billy and you could have worked through it together. Instead, you chose to literally not even see Billy off. You was straight on the jet to Miami to try and maintain that pinnacle. You didn't want to get off, did you? I don't know. We've all been there. We've all been there. You didn't want the party to end. That's what the bottom line is here. The bottom line is, when Billy Joe lost, Fury wasn't prepared. He weren't going to let it end there. He didn't want it to end there. And you find that often with people with these kind of issues. They're always chasing that. They never want to be down. They always want to be up, but that's not how it works. You're always going to come back down again. Always. Nothing stays up forever. Fury, his man gets murked. He spends a whole week building himself onto this emotional platform. His man gets murked. Naturally, he should have spent a few days collecting himself with Billy. I think that would have helped Billy as well. Instead, you got out of there and chased the high with Broner in Miami, doing God knows what, bouncing off the walls, wired. Yeah? And now look at you. And now you've got compounded issues. Because not only do you still have to deal with the same issue from Billy Ho, now you've got to deal with the fact that your head's scrambled from a 3-day bender. Yeah? So listen, you can put out all the mental health videos you want, but again, what Fury don't seem to kind of get recently is actions speak louder than words. Fury's very good at giving words out. He's very good at promising charity. He's very good at promising whatever else. He's very good at talking about being best friends and being warriors. When it comes to the actions, when it came to you supporting Billy, you gone. You was out of there. Yeah? When it came to you donating to charity, you didn't do it. So, like I said, actions speak louder than words, and we'll end it there, no doubt.